Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Natalie and welcome. Today's video is about the cameras that I use for content creating. I would say that I've been getting a lot of questions about what cameras I use, but I thought that I should make a video for the upcoming influencers who are looking to buying a camera to do content creating. So I wanted to like pull back the curtain and show you guys all the tech gadgets that I use to do my content creating. Now it may not seem like much, but to be honest, you really don't need much to just start content creating. You really don't. All you really need is your phone and you just starting. Like all you have to do is just start. Some people feel like before starting a YouTube channel, they have to have this camera, this lighting, this microphone, when you really don't. All you have to do is grab your phone and start. That's it. Let's just jump right into the cameras I use. So right now I'm filming on the Canon G7X. I don't know if it's the Mark II or Mark III. I'm assuming this is just a G7X, the first generation of it all. And I bought this on offer, or was it OfferUp? No, I bought this on Mercari. And let's say you're filming on your phone, right? And you're at a point where I'm tired of filming on my phone. I've exhausted every option I have with my phone, especially if you have an older phone, because we all know a new iPhone costs more than a G7X. So you can get a G7X starting at like $600. I got mine, I think, for like $400. So you can get a used camera on OfferUp, Mercari, Poshmark, wherever, for a lot cheaper, because people are getting rid of their old cameras to upgrade. So get you your phone, whatever device you use. It could be an Android or iPhone. Start from your phone, and then when you feel like you've used it completely and you want like better quality, then you can upgrade. So again, this is the G7X that I'm filming on now. I also have the Canon ZV-1. This camera is great. Everybody loves this camera, but if I had to choose, I'm always go with the Canon G7X when it comes to vlogging. The difference is between the two is that the G7X screen flips up and then the ZV-1 screen flips out like this. So I think the G7X screen, the way it flips up is a lot better, because it seems like I'm looking right at the lens when I'm looking straight at you, but my eyeballs is going up to the screen. As opposed to the ZV-1, here's the lens and I'm looking on this side, so people know that I'm looking at the actual screen to look at myself. I want to make sure I'm in focus. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna take out the SD card for each camera, and then I'm gonna allow you to see the difference in quality with each camera I tell you about. So again, I'm just gonna continue filming, and then later on I'll jump from the ZV-1 into the next camera and the next camera. That way you could make your decision based off what you want to do. But before you do that, use your mobile device first. Okay, all right. If I had to choose on what takes better pictures, I would have to say, I don't know. I honestly don't know. The only reason I'm gonna say I don't know, because I haven't used the ZV-1 for pictures, only for video. But me personally, I like the G7X video better. The ZV-1's battery does not last long at all. I can go and film a whole day worth of vlogs on my G7X as opposed to the ZV-1. But I do have 3 extra. In total, I have 4 batteries for this camera, and I have 2 for the G7X. When you are buying a camera, make sure you're buying multiple batteries, okay? It don't matter how new a camera is. You're filming at high quality, so the battery is getting burnt out quick. So make sure you have multiple batteries. When you buy your camera, buy an extra battery to start off with. So yeah, if I'm not filming on G7X for vlogging, I'm filming on the ZV-1. The next camera I use is the Sony ZV-E10. I know what you're asking. We'll talk about lights in a minute. I know what you're wondering, like, why do I need all these cameras? I don't know. To be honest, I don't fucking know. But this is the ZV-1, and I absolutely adore this camera. This camera films in 4K. I believe all of them do, but this is true 4K here. True 4K. And between these 3, ZV-E10, the G7X and the ZV-1. If you're looking for a Sony camera, get this one, the ZV-E10. Get this one. Why? Because you can change out the lens. G7X and the ZV-1, you cannot change out the lens. But you can add, I believe you can add ND filters. If I'm not mistaken, the newer models of these cameras have built-in ND filters. If I'm not mistaken. ND filter is kind of like a sunglasses. Like if you're going outside, it's immediately protecting your eyes from the sun. It's kind of like how the ND filter is too. It basically like filters out immediately and makes sure like you're not like blown out with like the background. Like if you were to take your glasses off, you see how everything is bright. You put the ND filter on, everything is not bright. Everything is just perfect, I guess. But yeah, you can switch out the lens with the ZV-E10. Now I know lenses are so expensive. I know, and the kit lens suck. I get it. But if you can get you a camera, if you can afford it, by all means. But if you can't, go with the two cameras I told you about before. But if you got it like that, definitely get the ZV-E10 and get you a wide angle lens for vlogging. And the great thing about this camera is that you can take pictures on it. The picture quality on here is great. It has a microphone. Oh, there's a microphone jack on the ZV-1. There's not a microphone jack on the G7X. There's a microphone port. There's an HDMI port. There's a mini USB port, headset port, and also there are all Wi-Fi. You could transfer videos and pictures from the built-in app that you download from your phone. The only thing that this does not have is a viewfinder. Well, all three of them do not have a viewfinder, but at least the Sonys have a horseshoe, so you can put a wind. Damn, I'm pregnant, so my pregnancy brain is winning right now. I don't remember. You can put like a little wind thingy in the horseshoe, and it helps minimize any like wind, any like background noises. But yeah, these are great. And the great thing about the Sony ZV-1 is that it has product showcase. So if you're trying to showcase something, it immediately focuses in on it. This is absolutely my favorite camera. And I tried to like switch out. Like if I'm filming today, I was like, okay, what camera haven't I used in a while? And that's how I pick and choose what camera to use. You know, like I know I have better quality cameras, but I spent all this money on cameras. Let me use them. You know what I'm saying? And they all work great to me. The Sony ZV-10, the camera flips out to the side, and yeah, I absolutely love this camera. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. I have the Sony 11mm 1.8 lens on here, and this gives me a wide angle, perfect for me when it comes to vlogging. It's still pretty small, pretty compact. I could put it in my purse. Well, not all the time, but I could bring it along with me without having an issue of how big it is. Next camera I use is the Canon EOS M50. I absolutely love this camera. I don't typically vlog with this camera. I can, but like if I'm traveling, then maybe, but I don't typically vlog with this camera. I will vlog with it, but comparing to the other two I have that are smaller, if I'm doing sit down videos, yes, but I typically only use this camera to take pictures. I have the Viltrox mount adapter on here because the lens I use is usually an EF lens. So I bought this mount adapter, so that's what's on here. This is not a lens, it's the mount adapter for another lens. And with the Canon, the lens screen flips out to the side. There's a viewfinder. Again, this is like a beginner photography camera. I still use this camera, like if somebody wants me to take their pictures, I'll either pull this camera out or another camera, which I'll show you in a minute, to take pictures. But this camera is phenomenal. I believe this is just the original EOS M50. I think at this point they have a Mark III version of this. I ain't got that type of money. I bought this used on Amazon. So if you're looking for a camera and you're interested in the Canon EOS M50, definitely check out the used versions of these cameras because they give you great quality too. And then check out to see, I think you can look up how many, I forget the terminology for it where you can actually put in a SIM card, take a picture, and you can see how many times that camera was used. I forget the terminology for it. But I love this camera. This camera is awesome. Again, people can use it for vlogging. People use it for travel vlogging. People use it for everything. It all depends on which lens you buy for this camera. The lens can make or break a camera. And you don't want to start off with the kit lens. Now, that's what you can afford at the moment. By all means, exhaust all your options before buying another lens if you only have the kit lens. But if you have this camera and it's just sitting around, listen, like, this camera is bomb. It's perfect for vlogging. It's perfect for taking pictures. It's perfect for all occasions. It's a beginner friendly camera that you can also film. I believe you can film 4K in this as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I always keep it at 1080p. Okay, last but not least, when it comes to cameras, you got the Canon EOS R6. This big boy here is phenomenal. Now, some people will say the R5 is better. Again, I don't have the R5, so I can't compare the two. But so far, so good with this. This bad boy is, this is a bad bitch. And the lens I have on here is the Sigma 18 to 35 millimeter 1.8 lens. And I had to buy an adapter, a mount adapter to put it on here. And baby, a lot of people will say, you know, it crops. It's a crop lens. But you can do so much with this lens. So, but I get what they're saying, because I could have, the amount of money I spent on this lens, I could have bought something else. But I've been had this lens. I use this lens with the EOS M50. If you're looking to getting, like, this isn't for vlogging, this is strictly for pictures. Strictly for pictures. I'm not saying that I bought this lens to take Instagram pictures. Heck no. This lens was bought for me to jump back into photography. I'm trying to build my business plan first before, like, I already have an Instagram, which I'll put on the page. I took thousands of pictures of my friends, people who I didn't know. I've done all of that before purchasing it, but the camera I was using when I did jumpstart my photography was a Canon Rebel T6. So you don't have to jump into buying a Canon EOS R6 and spending thousands of dollars when really all you need is a Rebel camera, a used Rebel camera. And I would put my money towards the lens first before upgrading the body of a camera. Yeah, I can't really tell you much about this camera because I'm still learning it myself. Like, I'm literally watching other YouTube videos. But this is a camera that I do have recent purchase that I am still learning that will be used for pictures for sure. But this camera is bomb. So, and I also have a Canon T7. Don't know where that is. It's somewhere in the house. If you guys want to purchase that, let me know. I will probably sell it. I think there is a kit lens that come with it. I'm not sure. But I'll link it in the description. I'll put it on my Mercari. I don't know, somebody could buy it if they want. It has been used. It's been used. So if you're looking to just gift it to a kid or something, because the kid is interested in photography, it is a great camera to gift to a kid. But again, y'all, don't forget to start off with your phone. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. Don't just jump into buying a camera, because you'll spend thousands of dollars and get, let's say you get the Canon R6 and it's like, oh my god, like the content is not giving like it's supposed to give. And really, in reality, you need to buy another $2,500 lens to see that quality you're looking for. Again, if I were to buy one more camera, it'll be a drone, but I'm not there yet. I'm pregnant. I'll wait until the baby gets older for me to even attempt to learn something else, and I'm still learning this horse right here. Let's talk about accessories. Because I still have the Canon R6 in my hand, I use the Rode microphone. The Rode microphone, I use it on any of the cameras that have a horseshoe. I think it's called horseshoe. Horseshoot or horseshoe, I don't know. I'm gonna go with horseshoe. If it has a horseshoe, then this is great. I use it on the Canon EOS M50, the Sony ZV-E10, as well as I can use it on the ZV-1 too, but I just keep the wind mount thingy on these cameras. So I don't necessarily need to have it on here. Like, I just keep the white one on the ZV-E10. And I just bought this for the G7X because I did a video the other day and I didn't like how the sounded, because when my AC turns on, it sounds like an airplane. Don't know why. So I bought this to try to minimize that sound on the Sony. I'm an idiot. I'm filming on a G7X, but the G7X also has a little fuzzy wind thing on there. But yes, this is typically the main microphone I would use on the big boys, the Canon R6 as well as the Canon M50. And then of course I would use the wind. I need to learn the name. I have to learn the name because this is crazy. Wind muff, that's what it's called, the wind muff. I have a wind muff for all the other cameras except the M50 again, but I switch out these two with them, which I feel like I'm gonna buy each of them their own, so I'm not having to like, oh my god, where's my M50? I need to switch out the microphone. Like I want every camera to have its own microphone, so I'm not switching out. My light just died, which we will talk about that too. Lighting. So with lighting, right now I'm using the newer lights. I have two of them. I'll show you. This is the newer light that I do have. It's so awesome. Let me turn it off so you guys can really look at it. It's so great. You can close this off, and then it comes with its own tripod, comes with like a travel bag, and then you can adjust the settings back here. See, I had this battery on here. The battery must have died. Usually I have two, don't know where the other one is, so that way if one died, it picks up on the other. And then you can adjust the coloring and the yellow, the dimmer, the yellow. You can adjust the yellow or white, so I'll show you. So if you can see, right, I'm gonna adjust more yellow or more white. You can kind of see it changing to more of a cool tone, and then you add more yellow, turns more yellow. Same with, you can turn it a little bit more yellow from the bottom one, and then once you make it brighter, it gives it more of a cool tone. So I may look a little different because since I adjusted the light. If I'm not using that light and I need something quick, I use the new MOA light. You know what's crazy is that I've always had this light. No, not this one. I've always had this light before it went viral. And then I learned about this light and I bought it. And then once everyone on TikTok got a hold of this light, it became sold out. Because these lights used to be like $25. Now this light is like $33 because everyone's buying it. But I started off with the Ulanzi light. The Ulanzi light is great. This is great too because you can put it on your iPhone or your cell phone. And this is how bright it gets. Let me turn this light off. So this is how bright it gets. And then you can also switch, which is awesome. And then I also have this Ulanzi light, which you can put these on the cameras if they have a horseshoe. And then this is how bright this one gets. And then you can change the mode. I think, yeah, here we go. You can make it brighter. I thought you can change the mode, but I guess not. I'm not sure. But this is the Ulanzi light. I love this light. And then this is the new MOA light, which I'll have all of these in my Amazon storefront so you guys can check it out. I would say I'll link every last one of them individually, but this is a lot of stuff, okay? I had two of these. One of them became defective, but it still turns on. So again, I have two, but with this one, you have to play around with it. Like it's like defective, like it still turns on, but you have to like put it, you see what I mean? Like you have to like play with it. I don't know, if somebody wants to buy it, I could put it on my Mercari, but let me know down in the comments if you want me to link it. I'm not gonna put it on my Mercari, and the person who really wants to buy it, who's watching this video, can't get to it. So let me know if you guys want it, and then I'll link it. That way I'll send you the link directly in the comments for you to purchase. And then last but not least with lights, oh, here's one of the batteries that goes into the light behind me. This is a newer light. I've had this light for many years. I don't remember where I got this from. I'm assuming Amazon, but I do have something similar to it, I think, on my Amazon storefront. But this is how the light looks. This is how bright it gets, y'all. It gets bright. It's great because you can dim it however you want. And then it comes with different filters, so you can like take this off. I don't remember where all the other filters are with this, but my camera turned off. But this light is bomb, and you can put it on a horseshoe, or you could put it, I think it came with a tripod if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember where it is. I have a whole lot of accessories, y'all. So, but the main things I do use is what I'm showing you. But yeah, you can put it on the Canon M50 or R6. But yeah, great light. I forgot to mention, oh, my battery is dying. Let me go switch out my battery. All right, now that my changed out the battery, see, this is what I mean when I say, when you get a camera, make sure you buy another battery, so that way if this dies, I have the other battery charging, and it should be fully charged by the time this dies. I forgot to mention to you guys another set of microphones that I do use. It's the Warm Ardor Transmitter wireless microphone. These are the transmitters. I don't remember where I put the actual thing to put on the camera. Don't remember, but I would use that too. And I probably would have sounded a lot better because all I would have been doing was clipping this to my shirt and talking, and that way like my voice projects right into the microphone and right into the camera, and you don't have to hear any other like background noises. Like right now you probably hear my AC because that shit sounds like a spaceship, but it is what it is. I need to better organize the main things I do use in due time when we buy a house, I guess. The next thing I wanted to talk about is tripods. So if you're starting off with your phone, I have this tripod where you can put your phone on here. It extends no matter if you have a Pro Max or Pro or anything smaller, and it extends all the way out. It's like a little selfie stick, but you can also vlog with it too. And this is strictly only for your phone. And the great thing about this is that it comes with a remote. So if you're again taking a selfie, it comes with a remote here for you to take the picture without you having to like put a timer on your phone to take a picture. So yeah, these are really great. I know selfie sticks are old-fashioned these days, but there's no judgment here. If you're starting off on your phone, go get you a selfie stick, girl. Another tripod I do have, these are for my cameras, it's the Ulanzi tripod. I remember when I first bought this, I was like, how do I didn't realize that I could extend it out, which is so stupid because I had another one of these, but I gave it away because it was so small. And right before I agreed to give it to someone, I extended it after I bought this. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, this thing was able to extend out, and I had it for years and I never knew it. So I really could have kept it and had two. But anyway, I have this, and the great thing I love about this tripod is that you can attach either a light or a microphone here and hook it up to your camera. So it already has a little horseshoe on the side that you could use if your horseshoe on your camera is already occupied with something else. So that's why I bought this camera. And Ulanzi have great products. I really do love all of their products. This is how it looks. Pretty hefty, heavy duty is what I meant to say. And I really do love them. Now if you have a Sony, you want to get the Sony vlogging tripod, you can do that too, but keep in mind I don't believe it extends out. And then of course, like, I think you can move it too, but I needed something that was a little bit more versatile, convenient for me. I also have this tripod so that way I can wrap it around something if needed, but this has been used to the ground. I don't even think it has grip anymore. Like, it could still wrap around, but it's gonna slide down. So I don't really use this as often, but if it's the first little tripod that I see and I'm vlogging, then this is the one I'm gonna use. So I still keep this around just in case. And of course, the tripod that I'm using, this is pretty heavy duty. I have 3 tripods. One of them is very flimsy, so I don't use it. And then the other one I have, it's pretty heavy duty. That's what I use for like the EOS M50 or the EOS R6. But when it comes to vlogging, I use a pretty, and I'm sitting down, I use a really, it's not heavy duty, but because I'm on it, I can't really like show. That vlog I had on this SD card has eaten up my memory, so I forgot where I left it off at. I had to delete some stuff. Yeah, tripod. Oh, tripod. I'm on it, and I don't feel like going upstairs for the other one, but I'm gonna do it. Hold on. Okay, so this is the heavy duty tripod I was talking about. This is what really holds the heavier cameras that I do have, especially if I'm filming vertically. And this is the flimsy tripod I was talking about. I'll probably only use this to take pictures out in public, like if I'm traveling, bring out the flimsy cheap one. But the one I'm filming on is actually a heavy duty. It's a heavy duty one of this. So I have a total of 3 tripods and a total of 4 smaller tripods, or 3, one of them. So you always want to have multiple for different occasions, especially if you travel a lot. Let's talk about SD cards. So I have an SD card holder. I got this on Amazon. This is so great. It has not all of them. I have like maybe 3 more. I'm filming on one. I think I have 2 over here. I have a total of 8 SD cards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I have a total of 8 SD cards. And you always want to make sure that you are storing them away safely. You don't want to mess up your SD card, especially if they have footage on there you don't want to get rid of. So make sure you buy yourself an SD card holder. Let's talk about SD card gigabytes. So one thing that you don't want to do is, if you're going to film in 4K or anything in 1080p, you want to make sure you buy the right SD card. You just don't want to go and get like a 32 gig Transcend SD card. You want to make sure you're really spending your time picking and choosing the right SD card for you. So for me, I use anything between a 64 to 128 gigabyte SD card, and usually it has to have 100 MBs or more. So these SD cards that I do have that are 16 gigabyte, 128, or 16 gigabyte, 32 gigabyte, and they're from Transcend or Infinitive. I only use these for pictures, and that's for pictures for like Instagram. But the ones that are like 128 gigabyte, right? And this one I believe is 128 MBs. This one's 100 MBs. I have a 64. I think this one's a 64 gig. I have another one here that's a 64 gig, but it's 100 MBs. Like, you wanna always get something that's at least 64 gigabyte and 120 MBs. Now, if you're filming 4K, I believe you gotta get something that's over 300 MBs with the VO2, with the V30, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken, any of the, it'll be right on here. Or you can always ask a professional, like if you're going to Walgreens, well, not Walgreens, but if you're going like Best Buy, or if you're going to Walmart, you can ask an associate and they'll ask you like, what are you going to be using, or what are you going to be filming on the SD card? And like, I'm going to be filming 4K. They'll tell you exactly which speed to get and which V number to get. But mine usually is 430, V30. But these don't have V30 on them, but the 64 gigabyte do. And that's usually what I use for 4K videos. I believe that's it, you guys. Again, make sure when you're buying a camera, you're buying extra battery, and then later on buy yourself more battery so you're not running out, especially if that becomes like your main camera that you use. But yeah, I believe that's about it, folks. Again, I'll link most of these products on my Amazon storefront. They should already be there, so I'll link my Amazon storefront in the description below. But always remember, it's not about the gear, it's how you use it, okay? Don't feel like you have to get everything that I do have, because this is years of like content. Like, we're talking about, like, I started doing photography 2014, so all of these like accessories and gadgets I started buying over time. So again, just keep experimenting, keep creating. Start off on your phone first, see how you like it. Like, you'll be surprised on the content you can produce with just your phone. But as promised, I'm gonna go ahead and give you different clips of me using every camera that I have, so you guys can see the quality. So again, this is the G7X, and I'm just gonna go ahead, closing out, I'll put on the bottom which camera I'm using, so that way you guys have an idea. Thanks for watching, and keep on creating. I'll catch you guys in my next video. I was just playing. There's 2 things I forgot to show you guys. So I know I said I had the Canon Rebel T7. I found it, and this is how the Canon T7 look. It looks just like the EOS M50. I mean, it is an EOS, so some of the features are similar a little bit, but the only difference is the screen does not flip out. So keep that in mind if you guys wanting to purchase it. This is how it looks. I do have, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, I believe I do have the kit lens somewhere for this camera. So if you're looking to buy it, leave it down in the comments. And one more thing I forgot to mention that I use. So if you do have a camera and you don't have a viewfinder or whatnot. You can buy yourself one of those like freeform screens to hook up to your camera. And I have this. You guys, I done found out where my other battery went. It was always on this, and I haven't used this in months, maybe even years. And again, this is the Feel World screen, and it comes with, as long as your camera has an HDMI port, you can hook up an HDMI, like an HDMI to a mini HDMI, and then hook it up to your camera, and then you'll be able to see yourself on the screen if you have a camera that does not have a flip out screen. But yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. All right, now on to my camera showing. Yeah. So y'all, I'm on my phone right now, and there's two things I forgot to show you guys. I know when it comes to these apps, for these cameras, they take a long time. What I found more useful than the actual camera apps, like the Canon app, I think it was like Image something, and then the Sony apps, I found this device a lot more useful. All you're doing is taking the SD card out of the camera and then putting the SD card in here and then putting it into your iPhone. I believe there's an Android version to this too. And it transfers photos and videos so much faster compared to the app. And a lot of people were like, no, that's not true, that's not true. To me, it's true. This, I got this from Apple. There are so many different versions of this. But I think that the Apple version works a lot faster compared to the other versions. So again, if you're looking for a device that you need to transfer pictures almost instantly, this is your guy. And then the last thing that I use, like if I'm taking pictures on the M50, I use this remote control to take my pictures. And I'll have this link as well. My husband's here. And he got a haircut, y'all. You cute, you cute. All right, bye, y'all.